Hey, welcome back. It's the guy in the hat coming at you with another death battle reaction video. I hope you guys enjoyed the last one I reacted to. I finally got to 100 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much. I mean it. This means the world to me. I'm gonna try and keep going with this momentum. Next week, I'm bringing you Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm gonna try and decorate my whole room here. This is the last time the background will be so blah. But literally, I did put up one poster, so I'm making progress. So hopefully you guys enjoy this week's death battle. It's Omi-man versus Bardock. Now, I actually really liked the show Invincible. I wasn't as big a fan of season 2 for some reason. I actually haven't even finished it yet. I have like 3 episodes left to go. But I like Omi-man enough as a character. Like, I love that it's J. Jonah Jameson as Superman. It's so hilarious every time I see him on screen because I love that character. I grew up with the original Spider-Man animated series, but I'm trailing off, guys. I can't wait to bring you this battle, guys. My money is oddly enough on Omni-Man. I actually think Omni-Man is stronger than Super Saiyan 1, which I know Bardock was the first Super Saiyan, so maybe he'll have an extra boost in power or something. Maybe they'll throw in Dragon Ball Z Heroes, and maybe Bardock will get an even further power up. I'm not sure. But as far as I can tell here, from just going off Bardock's original stats, Bardock should honestly come up just a bit short in this one, guys. I hate to say it, but it looks like a Dragon Ball Z character is going to lose again to another Superman character, but what can you do, guys? Like, comment, subscribe for more reaction videos just like this one, and without further ado, guys, let's hop straight into it.
This battle is sponsored by Manscaped. Omni-Man versus Bardock,
the ostracized Viltrumite and the doomed Saiyan.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Sadly, Bardock, I think Omni-Man's got this one.
Earth's once greatest hero. Alongside the Guardians of the Globe, he protected the world from all manner of threats. And then, in a single
Though I do
day,
acknowledge Omni-Man's not beating Superman. Not even close.
Hi, Omni-Man. How, Omni-Man? Who, Omni-Man?
He's beating Homelander for sure, but not
Champion
Superman.
of Earth, best-selling author J.K. Simmons, yet it was all a charade. With his murderous rampage only brought to a halt thanks to his own son.
It all starts with his home planet, Viltrum, which I hear is a totally lovely utopia.
Through brutal mortal combat.
With a K! Or, wait, no, that came later.
Viltrumites are among the most powerful beings in the universe, even more so after they purge the weaker members of their species. As a vanguard of the Viltrumite Empire, Omni-Man infiltrated Earth as Nolan Grayson, expected to prepare the planet for Imperial assimilation.
Which should have been easy, since he's got your classic strongman superpowers and he's basically invulnerable, easily knocking around asteroids the size
He's
of
literally
a
J. Jonah
He can fly
Jameson
at
mixed with
unbelievable
Superman.
speeds, soaring from Earth to the planet Thraxa in under 1 week. Thraxa is, quote, a couple galaxies away, give or take, so a minimum of 2 galaxies. Beyond the Milky Way's neighbor Andromeda is the lesser-known Triangulum Galaxy, which is over 2.7 million light-years away. Reaching it in under 1 week means
Oh, okay.
Omni-Man
Dang, he
still
can
grows
actually
over
fly really fast. Yeah.
142 million
I didn't know he was that
times
fast,
faster than
guys.
light.
Oh, and Viltrum
But this is kind of even more proving my point. Like, I think Bardock's kind of screwed this time,
And
guys.
it's not like he was in a rush. He was on a soul-searching trip, contemplating the significance of smashing his own son's face in. Think, Nolan, think.
Yeah, this is why I'm never having kids.
You're missing out. But according to another Viltrumite, Thetis, a bunch of other Viltrumites who actually were in a hurry flew to Viltrum across the Virgo supercluster in less than 24 hours.
That's over 20 billion times faster than light.
You don't really need to rush anyway. The older a Viltrumite gets, the slower they age.
According to the Invincible Handbook, Nolan is over 2,000 years old. And
Oh,
regardless of
crap,
age,
I did not
Viltrumites
know he was
suffer
that old.
muscle fatigue like humans do, so they rarely ever tire out.
Seriously? He's got parenting easy mode on, and he couldn't even handle that. I would have killed for that back when my daughter was born.
Well, you would have to be a Viltrumite first. A Viltrumite's body contains smart atoms, which they subconsciously manipulate. This cellular structure can effectively recall certain states of being regardless of their present environment, reacting to changes at an atomic level to perform the impossible.
Yeah, like surviving your intestines getting ripped out, or even more scary, ripping out your whole beard all at once. Ugh, only a Viltrumite could pull off something that disturbing.
Nolan is
I didn't
incredibly
see that
tough,
part
but
yet,
if he
but
faces
like I said, I need to
forces,
finish
his
that
smart
season,
atoms
guys.
Can adjust to make him even stronger by comparison. This is why Viltrumites are considered invincible.
Most weapons in the universe can't even scratch a Viltrumite.
But in the
like
very
them.
first
Even a shoes
season,
cannon like
we
this
saw
one
like a
can't
whole
take
planet
down
of them
a
getting
Viltrumite.
wiped out by each other.
Its
So I guess the only thing that can
obliterating
kill a
missile
Viltrumite is
sword
another
nearly
Viltrumite.
half the size of a star.
Speaking of planets, he's strong enough to shatter one by flying straight through it. A planet so big it has a whole ring around it.
The Roche limit factor dictates the size a celestial body must be in order to disperse orbiting material as a ring. In short, an Earth-sized planet can't support such a ring, meaning this one must be much larger.
And don't get me started on how the ring is actually made up of dead bodies because, spoilers? Just go read the comic.
If Roche is good for you, this planet also
Yep,
supports
it's all their
5
dead
moons
bodies
in its
launched into
orbit,
space,
and even
isn't
the
it? Yep,
smallest
I
is a
knew it.
perfect sphere, meaning its own gravity shaped it. At minimum, a moon like that must have a diameter of 600 kilometers, or 370 miles. Comparing this to the planet's diameter, we can tell this world is nearly 14 times larger than Earth.
Or it was before, you know, kablam.
Now, Omni-Man does have
God, this
his weaknesses.
contains so much
Monsters
heavy
like
spoilers for the
Grognards can
comics, but
pierce
honestly,
Viltrumite flesh, and
if
he's
you were
extremely
planning on
sensitive
reading
to a
the comics, you
specific
probably
high
shouldn't
pitch
watch this video,
frequency,
guys.
which can destabilize his body's equilibrium.
But his real weakness turned out to be, you guessed it, fatherhood. Thanks to his son Mark, Nolan began to re-examine his perspective and his place in the universe. He settled down in a new place, got himself a new job, and even had a new kid with his new wife, who's a bug. The bug lady, he banged a bug.
Why?
Seriously.
Omni-Man? How?
I know, that was like so weird.
Everyone deals with parenting stress in their own way. When
It's
Nolan
like,
was
you know,
lecturing
you
to Mark
like
about
lie to your
how
family for years,
insignificant
almost
people
conquer
are,
a planet,
Mark
beat
wasn't
your
the
son half
only
to
one
death,
he
and
was
then you're
trying
like,
to
you know what,
convince.
after like,
It
you know,
became
another
clear.
year of soul searching, I've
Nolan
decided to
Grace's
just start
real
over again
mission
from
isn't
scratch.
planetary conquest or saving the innocent.
With this
It's
random
to
bug
discover
lady,
if
too.
A violent man who can break the world can also be a good father.
Godspeed.
A good
Omni-Man.
father is a bit of a stretch, but okay. An adequate father at best, I should say.
In the far reaches of the cosmos laid a world with a people like no other, born and raised to do just one thing: fight.
The Saiyans, a proud warrior people from the planet Vegeta, ruled by, King Vegeta.
Yep.
Narcissist punch.
Exactly. Their pride blinded them to the truth of
I
their
love that Team
impending
4-star
doom.
joke
But
whenever they
perhaps
say
one
Vegeta, he's like,
Saiyan
my
represented
son,
the
the
best
planet,
of them,
or me. And
even
they're just like,
during
yes.
their waning glory days.
Bardock. He's cool, he's crude, he's got a bad attitude, and if he goes apeshit, you're totally screwed. And guess what? He's father of Goku.
Oh wow, I never would have guessed.
Right? What a curveball.
So
I
what
know,
is that
right?
Turles?
Like, no one saw that coming.
Bardock was a cold-blooded
Hey, that
killer,
movie's no longer canon.
ruthlessly conquering planets and
Well, it never
service to
was
the
canon,
Saiyans'
but
true
still.
overseer, Lord Frieza.
They didn't just conquer planets, they wiped out every living thing, leaving Frieza uninhabited rocks to sell away. Bardock was an asshole. Well,
Oh, yeah.
until he wasn't.
Bardock's story
Exactly,
has
like, he was kind of a
evolved
prick.
years, with multiple iterations to draw from.
Including one where he's a brilliant scientist.
I
But
know,
only
right?
one is
I actually
the
remember that now. They really did say he was a
Bardock's
scientist,
demeanor
even though they
began
never
to
once
shift
showed
when
him
he met
working
and
in a
eventually
laboratory or
married fellow
anything.
warrior Guinea, and had 2 sons, Raditz and Kakarot.
No, Bardock didn't go totally soft. He was still a ruthless warrior. You know that iconic red headband of his?
Yep, it's made of the
with
blood of all-
blood of his fallen
Yep,
friends.
all of his friends.
Hardcore.
Bardock could fly, move faster than light, and was naturally adept in using his ki as an explosive weapon.
AKA shooting lasers from his hands. True to his brutal screw you nature, Bardock's moves are all about overwhelming power. His final spirit cannon is like a ki-powered bazooka. His rebellion hammer punch ignites enemies on contact, and his rebellion spear basically turns him into a supercharged battering ram. The guy has no chill. He will run you over, break your spine, light you on fire, and then move on to the next guy. All in a day's work for a Saiyan.
Marriage didn't change that. While Bardock cared for Guinea,
All things considered, I like Bardock more than Omni-Man, but that being said, they're both kind of pricks.
Family man. Like most Saiyans, he saw his sons as nothing more than future soldiers.
Bardock was a low-class warrior, so it was unlikely his kids would grow up to be anything more than battlefield fodder.
But they would still possess the Saiyans' power. a transformation that was the key to their planetary devastation.
Big monkey!
Under the light of a full moon, a Saiyan with a tail manifests the Uzaru.
This great ape form increases Bardock's power tenfold, turning him into an unstoppable kaiju. Quick, someone call Yajirobe!
While some Saiyans can maintain control over this berserker form, low-class warriors like Bardock don't receive the same level of training as those of higher birth.
Yeah, so it's
Vegeta's
unlikely
control
he'd
is
have
so
full
precise
control
he
over
can
it.
speak while changed, but Bardock cannot.
Hell, it's questionable if he even remembers everything that happens when he goes full tilt gorilla. The Saiyan strategy is pretty much just monkey see, monkey smash.
Despite being low class, Bardock's power level nearly matched that of King Vegeta, who could destroy multiple planets at once. At about this time, King Vegeta's power level was around 10,000.
Yeah, we know power levels are kinda janky. Nobody can agree on what
I know,
number
seriously,
means.
power levels in Dragon Ball
Gas,
Z are just so
Bardock doesn't
BS.
really show any high-end feats in canon, but we can use power levels to compare him to other characters with similar levels to better understand his potential.
Like when his son fought Prince Vegeta. What's the scouter say about his power level? It's over 8,000. Yeah, the dub changed it to fit Vegeta's lip flaps, but we only cover the cold hard truth, damn it.
According to this video, Goku's power level between his fight with Vegeta and his trip to Namek was 10,000. This lines up with that previous reading and puts him on par with Bardock. Goku's training during
thought it
the
was
trip
over
eventually raised him to
9,000, not
90,000
8,000.
upon arrival, but this gives us a clear window.
Yeah, early in the trip, he had to dodge a bunch of incoming asteroids and blast his ship away from a star, which is impressive considering the speed involved.
The planet Namek is outside Earth's quadrant of the universe, and it took his ship 6 days to make the journey. Traveling a quarter of the universe's diameter would put the ship over 9.
So far, Omi-Man still seems like he's faster, and at least as strong as him, and he doesn't need a monkey transformation to bust out all of his most powerful moves.
Could reach the moon in a fraction of a second. Should be trivial enough for Bardock.
All this speed and power meant when Bardock and his team assaulted the planet Cereal, they went, cheerio!
Bardock ravaged the planet, annihilating its people, until he found 2 survivors, a mother and her child. Some may call it weakness, others a moment of clarity, but Bardock was suddenly reminded of his wife and recently born son. He chose to spare the 2, and even pushed himself far past his limits to protect them from his own Frieza Force allies, who taunted that Frieza had dire plans for the Saiyans' future.
This moment changed Bardock, making him more appreciative of his family.
I'm
and
glad they
the wishes
rewrote
of
his story
Frieza.
in the
When all
canon.
the Saiyans were called back to planet Vegeta for mysterious reasons.
That actually
he
makes you like
understood
Goku's
something
dad a
was
lot
up.
more.
So before his final stand, smashing through hundreds of soldiers before coming face to face with the Titan,
Though again,
he
he's
sent
still on
his
par with
youngest
Omni-Man
kid
for
away
being a
for
prick.
protection. A choice that allowed his son to thrive. And hey, that's what good parents do.
A choice that would have a greater significance than Bardock could ever imagine.
And then Dildo Dickhead blew them all up and he died.
Or did he? Yep,
Bardock
I knew they
got
were gonna
killed
say
so
that.
freaking hard he got blasted back in time.
Actually, he was pulled away by these 2 who miscalculated and misplaced him incorrectly in the time stream.
Blah blah blah, non-canon, whatever. He survived. And when he realized what happened, he got so unbelievably pissed off, he went Super Saiyan. What?
Alright, this is very much an alternate universe what if.
I knew it. Dragon Ball Z Heroes does come into play in
The
this.
Super Saiyan form is not achieved through training alone. It requires dedication, introspection, victory, failure, love, and loss. Frieza destroyed the Saiyans because he feared the possibility of the Super Saiyan, a Saiyan with power that could rival his own. But perhaps Bardock's transformation was more than simply a what if. He had begun to take the very steps his son later would to achieve the form. Perhaps if Frieza had hesitated, even for a moment, his fear would have manifested before him right then and there.
Damn, pour one out for Bardock, who figured out how to be the truest Saiyan right at the end of it all. I know Kakarot would be proud.
Alright guys, put in my quick 2 cents before we get to the rest of the fight. Personally, I think Bardock is still going to lose this. Omni-Man just seems way too more broken than him. He's at least as strong as a Super Saiyan. He can honestly destroy a planet very easily, as far as I can tell, just going off of what I've seen in the comic books so far. Don't get me wrong, Super Saiyan 1 is impressive, but at the end of the day, it's no Super Saiyan 3, and it's not Super Saiyan God. Personally, I think those are really the only 2 forms in the Dragon Ball Z universe, at least in the beginning stages of the show, that could compete with Omni-Man. I'm sure Super Saiyan Blue and freaking Ultra Instinct could, but Bardock's not bowling out any of those as far as I can tell. And As for Dragon Ball Z Heroes, I knew Dragon Ball Z Heroes was going to play a part in this. I honestly wanted to see Goku and Raditz actually like reunite in the canon. I think Goku has brought back all of his enemies at one point or another and befriended them. Why doesn't he at least try to bring back Raditz, who was his brother by blood? Like, I'm not saying you're going to be friends with him, but at least give him a second chance. If you give Frieza a second chance, you can at least give your brother a second chance, dude. That's just all I'm saying.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I'm rooting for you, Omni-Man, but sadly... I'm rooting for you, Bardock, but sadly I think Omni-Man has this. Sorry, guys. Long day at work.
Great. Another gross bug planet.
This planet isn't anyone's to conquer.
Except yours. Because in all honesty, guys, he still conquered it. They just, like, you know, elected him leader instead of him showing up and just saying, I'm in charge now.
My sons would kick his ass.
He really would, too. At least at this point in the show. Come on, Bardock, get him! Come on, Bardock, don't follow in your son's footsteps and lose to another Superman knockoff, or Superman. Either way, you get what I'm saying. You gotta win this.
You're an embarrassment.
Here comes the Monkey Man.
Wait till you see the real power of a Saiyan.
Am I supposed to
I like how in Dragon Ball Z Heroes they made the monkey able to go Super Saiyan 2. That show really was ridiculous. He's getting out of this, guys. Yep. I was about to say, you know your tail's your weakness, bro. Yeah, see? This is exactly what I'm talking about! Like, if I was a Saiyan, I would never use my tail in a fight.
Shit.
Yikes. Yeah, Bardock lost this one, guys. I have, like, no faith in him anymore.
No. My sons need me. I won't let you take me from my wife.
That's right. That's right. Get him. Get him, Bardock! Sadly, I don't think this is going to be enough, guys. What did I tell you?
Your time is up!
Sadly, I think it is. Yep, there he goes.
You said
Yep. Sorry, Bardock.
remember it.
Huh, looks like you are Goku's dad after all. Ended up losing to his Superman too.
KO! Okay, these Gokus have got to stop picking fights with guys.
I don't know how I feel about all that
Saiyan
somber
against Ultimate
ending
is
nonsense they were trying.
fascinating.
Like,
Among the
it's a
many
death battle,
similarities,
guys. You don't have to get all
five specific
somber about it.
categories stand out.
Starting with speed. Bardock is much faster, given his power level matched Goku dodging asteroids at 9.5 trillion times light speed, much higher than the Viltrumite's fastest speed. Add on the 50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan.
I actually was wrong about that.
Right, Bardock clearly has the speed advantage, but strength and durability are another story.
Though it doesn't seem like it at first, Bardock scales to King Veggie, who wrecked 3 planets at once, and Omni-Man only smashed 1. But given how big that one planet was, the numbers are actually pretty similar.
Yeah, exactly, like seriously.
Burst, right?
Well,
And even though he smashed 1, he could have
Major
kept
Buffalo
going,
and
guys.
Invincible involves the coalition of planets admitting that their weapons cannot hurt Viltrumites.
So, when their ship's cannon obliterated this gigantic solar disk, it highlighted just how tough the Viltrumites really are.
This disk completely blocked the sunlight and heat between a planet and its star. And this is no ordinary planet. Its size and density are so high that its inhabitants are as strong as Viltrumites just due to living in its natural gravity. To fully block the light to such a planet and remain in consistent orbit,
Okay.
the disk would need to be positioned at its L1 point, the spot that creates an uninterrupted view between sun and satellite, and the disk itself must be about half the diameter of the star in question. This means the scaling of the disk puts it at 3 septillion tons,
That's 24 zeros.
which makes Omni-Man over 11,000 times stronger than base
Okay.
Bardock.
Not even the Great Ape or Super Saiyan forms could make up that difference. So strength goes to Nolan.
Still, numbers aren't everything. As far as versatility in combat goes, neither had one distinct advantage that could win outright.
Omni-Man survives in space for much longer, but Bardock
Yeah, but Omni-Man's
squeaks out
older,
the
so he
edge
should
here
have way
thanks to
more
his
battle
great versatility
experience.
with key attacks and, of course, Super Saiyan.
Okay, let's address the Super Saiyan Bardock thing. It's
Yeah,
fair to question
not
whether or
really
not
in
the
my
form
opinion.
should
I
be
feel like I
in its
disagree with
comparison
that
at all.
one.
However, even with the form included,
Omni-Man's
Nolan
lived over
still takes
2,000
this,
years.
especially
Even though he doesn't have
when it
as
comes to
wide
the last two
versatility
categories,
moves as he does, he
experience,
should still be able to
stamina.
use his powers better than Bardock
Omni-Man's
does.
been around a lot longer than Bardock, over 2,000 years, and even with Super Saiyan, Bardock's no master of the form.
And without that mastery, the form drains the user's energies at an increased rate. Which brings us to what may be Omni-Man's most surprising advantage.
Those weird smart atoms.
Saiyans like Bardock can fight for days on end, but only for so long. Bardock possesses a limited pool of ki, which only depletes faster when using super forms like the Great Ape. In contrast, Omni-Man's biology prevents him from tiring in most cases, letting him travel across whole galaxies for weeks non-stop. And his smart atoms adjust to counter whatever physical strain he's subjected to.
Bardock's crazy speed and power made him a real challenge.
But Nolan's strength, experience, and sheer endurance presented an unstoppable and unshakable force that would inevitably land the killing blow.
When
Yeah,
push
what did
came
I
to
just get
shove,
through telling you?
Omni-Man raised the bar. Duck.
The winner is Omni-Man.
Alright,
Next
guys,
time
let's see who's
on
next.
Death Battle.
Alright, guys, it is Joker versus Goryo. Or Goryo?
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death
Alright,
Battle.
guys, it's
Thanks for
Joker
watching.
versus Gyro. Gyro. Oh god, that name is not dyslexic friendly, guys. It's Joker versus this Geo guy, whatever his name is. It's Joker versus him. I don't know who any of these guys are either, guys, but I'm going to react to Galactus versus Unicron. So that one's coming up after this. I know I kind of skipped ahead to this, but I just wanted to get this, out of the way because it's the latest Death Battle and I want to get caught up in the series, guys, so I can start moving on to other stuff. Keep in mind, next week I will be bringing you Jujutsu Kaisen. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video with me. I mean it, it means the world. Thank you so much for all of you who got me to that 100 subscriber mark. I mean it, you guys really made my day the other day. I mean, I was worried that I wasn't gonna even make it to 100 subscribers before the end of the year, but you guys did it for me. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep trying to keep up with this consistent schedule. I'm gonna try and at least bring you 2 to 3 videos a week. I'm moving on to Dungeon Crawler Carl, guys, soon, guys. I'm doing it no matter what. I'm gonna be doing a recap of the entire first book. I'm gonna be telling you all the highlights, all the stuff to keep your eyes open for, and basically just in general an entire overall recap of what the story is about and what you need to pay attention to in the series, as well as just getting you comfortable and familiar with all the main plot points and characters of the book series, so that way you can jump right in and get right into the next book that's coming out, because Matt Damon writes pretty quickly. He is a really fantastic writer, guys, and I want you guys to join me in just relishing in all the awesomeness that is Dungeon Crawler Carl. Seth MacFarlane just bought it, guys. He never half-asses anything he works on, and I know it's going to be an amazing show. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling on at this point. Like, comment, subscribe for more reaction videos just like this one. I'll see you in my next video, guys. Have an awesome day. Take it easy.